All right, good afternoon, and welcome back once again to Prince Sit channel. Today remains the 28th of November 2025, and we are grateful to God for everything. May His name be praised in Jesus' name. We have some messages from Grant Community Decide movement, and this one is coming from the PRO of Grant Community Decide movement, Mr. What's his name again? I think Mr. Annie Freeman. Mr. Freeman. And this is what it says. The stage we have entered right now is no longer the season of unnecessary talking, uncertainty, or endless arguments. The time for explanations have passed. This is the era of action, the era where steps speak louder than sentences, the era where movement is more important than announcements. For the first time in the history of the grand ecosystem in Nigeria, we have reached a point where strategy is more valuable than noise. This is no longer about who can talk the loudest, but about those who can work with precision, direction, and divine alignment. The instruction now is very simple. Believe, watch, pray, and support. You must understand something very clearly. The leadership of Grant Community Decide movement is not operating at a surface level. We are not here to impress the public with daily speeches or updates that carries no weight. We operate with intentional silence, structured intelligence, coordinated planning, and spiritual direction. We do not speak because people demand to hear. We speak when it is necessary. And when we speak, it is because our movement is already in motion. We are tactically organized. We are spiritually guided and strategically structured. Therefore, you should not expect constant updates like entertainers performing for applause. No. When we release information, we step back, we observe, we evaluate compliance, we measure the reactions, and we continue working behind the scenes. All right, let me just pause a little on this, and I think this is true. A message has been released by the Grant Community Decides a couple days ago when last Reverend Moses dropped that message that has to do with some stakeholders who are yet to come out and publicly air their status on the grand promise that was promised to subscribers. Those who sent just a note or a memo, they said, what about those who cannot read? Maybe they are blind, they are physically challenged, or those who are deaf and they cannot read what you are writing. They are blind, they are deaf, they cannot read what you have written down. So there is a need for you to speak, because if you speak, the blind will hear, the blind would also understand. You understand? So definitely there's a need for there to be a vocal voice that will come out. Yet we have not had from such up till now. So when they say when we release information, we step back, we observe, we evaluate compliance, and we measure reactions, then continue to work behind the scenes. It's just accurate. It's perfect. Okay, further to that, I said there is a reason our steps are quiet, because loud roots never grow deep. We are rooting this vision firmly so that when the manifestation bursts forth, it would be unstoppable. If you truly believe that Grant Community Decide movement has risen as the voice of the voiceless, if you believe that this mandate is divine and not man-made, if you believe that God Himself is backing this movement, then your posture should change from agitation to expectation, from fear to faith, and from worry to worship. Relax, be calm, let peace guide your heart. The process underway is bigger than the noise of impatience. We know what is happening. We see what you cannot see. We hear what is yet to be spoken publicly. There are meetings, movements, breakthroughs quietly unfolding, but not every detail is for public consumption, especially at this stage. Strategy is not effective when it becomes a broadcast. Power is not loud. Power is focused. So, still your heart. Hold your peace. Do not allow anxiety to overshadow the miracle forming before your eyes. Stop the panic. Stop the assumptions. Stop the fighting among yourselves. Nothing is out of place. Everything is under control. There is no need for hype. Reality is stronger than hype. And what is coming is reality. All we ask now is readiness. Prepare for celebration. Prepare for testimony. Prepare for a new season. When the next instruction comes, it will not be for argument. It will be for execution. Get ready. Jubilation is closer than it looks. The journey has been long, yes, but the destination is now in sight. We speak no more than necessary because the manifestation would speak for us. I am Dr. Annie Freeman, the Public Relations Officer of the Grant Community Decide movement. All right, so that is from Dr. Annie Freeman, the PRO of the Grant Community Decide movement. He has dropped a lot of things, and part of what they said is also that they want to use this moment to train Nigerians who lack the understanding of knowing how to tweet, while we still wait for some other stakeholders to come and air their statuses on the promise they made to the Grant ecosystem. So it is believed that while work is ongoing at the back end, some training also on how to train the Nigerian masses on how to tweet subscribers is also ongoing. Having said that, we also have this one is not too much, but we have a memo also from Pastor Donald Obasi Okorie. We know that Pastor Donald have been in the talk of the mouth recently. It was so loud that a lot of people had to speak against his choice of word towards the plight of the masses, and that was all over the place in the ecosystem. And he still saying that he doesn't have a contrary opinion, a contrary mindset or motive towards the masses, that what he meant was he just wanted an approach that is going to foster progress and not one that's going to jeopardize the collective effort of all expectant beneficiaries. So that's what he said in the defense of himself. And I think maybe the community have already seen to that. So, but then he dropped a memo this morning, and this is what it says. Disbursement is not just an event, it is a calling. This is the divine assignment that God laid upon us in the grand community of Nigeria. A mandate to bring financial relief, empowerment, restoration, and hope to countless families and individuals. We are not here by accident. This movement was orchestrated before many even understood it. And now, by the unfailing mercy of God, we stand at the edge of fulfillment. Do not let pressure swallow your faith. Do not let rumor rob you of your blessing. Do not let impatience steal what God has already written in your name. No one can take your portion. Heaven does not allocate twice. What has your name on it cannot be transferred to another. God does not misplace destinies. If He has said you will receive, then you shall. Not late, not denied. In due season, in His perfect timing, we hold it in your hands. You will receive this money. You will rise again. You will settle your debts. You will feed your children. You will rebuild your dreams. You will revive your business and restore your dignity. As surely as the Lord lives, you shall testify. Amen. Hold on. Believe. Stay positioned. We are closer than ever before. The sound of settlement is nearer than doubt wants you to believe. God has not brought us this far to shame us at the finish line. He who began this good work is completing it now. With the signature Pastor Donald Basio Kore, the DJ, the Truth Legacy platform today, 28th of November 2025. So that's the encouragement coming from Pastor Donald, that he who began this good work is completing it now. I'm not too so moved from some of the hypes of Pastor Donald, especially in recent times. Just why I'm saying this is because this is personal, actually. Why I'm saying this is because I'd always thought that with the little carved out words that Pastor Donald used to bring out, in those times, I thought we were very, very close. Very, very close. Until he came out and was opposed to that move. Because if we were very, very close, and in his coming out, he said, even if you tweet and tweet and tweet, nothing will come out. You will just tweet and die or something like that. That is to say that even those little words that you bring out, you need to go back to the drawing board and listen to those words again. Or if you're on his channel, you will see those things. They were like words that we are very close. We are very close. If our disbursement is here right now, until he said those things, that is to say that it was just a hype. We weren't close, in his own words, and people that are now making a move to make the matter close, you became opposal to them. So from then, I kept quiet, but honestly, it didn't go down well with me. I just felt like, why is he playing to the gallery, and why was he doing that? It wasn't only the one person I was disappointed with. Even somehow, the what's it called, Apostle Ken, when he finally came out and said, we have not received the money. He came out and said, the money is not yet in our custody. And yet you will hear from when Usim drops words right on the platform and say, okay, this week, in fact, we are very close, everything, and in fact, we have it now. Just this week, we have the high degree of promise. The code is about to be released, and all of those things. And so those weeks kept rolling off, and there's no response to that effect. And for him to finally come out and say, we don't have money in our coffers. What about the 120 trumpeters and what it signifies? And a lot of things that comes up that makes people to believe like this money is very, very close. And I feel the tweeting is still valid. If you ask my opinion, honestly, that tweeting is smoking out the real deal. And I will say the tweeting, as long as there are recalcitrant attitude and behaviors in the attitude of the stakeholders, we need to get back to the table where this money hails from. All right. We have not seen considerable effort for the past years. What is happening? Has this money been released or not? Now, Ngozi Israel finally said, okay, the last two people that were supposed to drop their passport were supposed to do that yesterday, which was Thursday. As expected that everybody after them should have dropped their passport so that nobody's going to escape or walk away and fizzle into thin air. And by now, it's expected that all issues on passport submission should have been concluded and over with. So what next? We're expecting to hear a better update tonight, come tomorrow. And we are on this. We are so very much on this. We're in expectation. So that's that about that. Don't let your heart be troubled. God has a good purpose for us, and will perfect that which concerns us. The stage where we are right now is a stage of validity, a stage where you need to prove your honesty, your sincerity, your validity to the masses. And I am standing here today to recount that Prince's seat would always stand on the masses' side to ensure that this breathing space is given to the downtrodden, the afflicted, the sick, the impoverished, the sidestepped, the ostracized, those that are kicked out in the ecosystem and they are paying. We stand together, we work together, we fight this cause together until this victory becomes a collective one. So shall it be. We love you. Stand firm in this liberty, and God will make us victorious. God bless you, and do have a nice day.